Following the recent ruling in an Alabama Supreme Court case, frozen embryos are now considered children. Well, that ruling is leaving a lot of questions and concerns about the future of in vitro fertilization and other types of fertility treatment. 10 News reporter Sydney Jacksteimer is now in the studio with us. In Sydney, Virginia lawmakers are fighting to protect in vitro fertilization, yes?
Yeah, that's right, John. So this bill, co-sponsored by both of our Virginia senators, Tim Kaine and Mark Warner, is called the Access to Family Building Act. Now, it's in an effort to federally protect people's right to use in vitro fertilization and other types of fertility treatments.
I bet everybody on this call is like me. You know somebody who has had a child by in vitro fertilization.
Over 12 million people around the world have been born by in vitro fertilization and other kinds of fertility assistance. Now, these kinds of treatments are at risk after a ruling from the Alabama Supreme Court, leading Virginia Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine to co-sponsor a new bill, Access to Family Building Act.
It's a broad protection that gives a right to a patient to receive fertility treatment, including IVF, but more broadly, fertility treatment, including IVF. It would have enforcement provisions where either a healthcare provider or a patient could bring a lawsuit against any governmental official or agency that was trying to block them from accessing fertility care.
We reached out to our congressmen to see if they would support legislation for the protection of IVF. Congressman Morgan Griffith shared this statement. I am supportive of the use of the IVF process. I will review the exact language of any bill dealing with IVF treatment whenever such legislation comes up for a vote. Congressman Bob Good shared, the Alabama case rightly recognizes that every life is precious and should be treated with dignity. It is sweeping legislation that would override state pro-life laws and individual religious objections to participate in the destruction of embryos.
Now, Virginia actually has a long history of IVF research. The first birth in the U.S. by IVF was right here in the Commonwealth back in 1981. Live in studio, I'm Sydney Jacksteimer, 10 News, working for you.